Welcome to Traction Control, and today we're going to be reviewing the 7th generation of the legendary Porsche 911. We're going to see how it drives, looks, and the features, performance of the car. But you know what? I'm not going to be driving this one. Nope, I'm going to be driving this one. So we're cruising down and test driving the Porsche 911 Carrera S 991.2. This is the updated version from the previous 991, which has a naturally aspirated 3.8 six-cylinder engine with a maximum horsepower of 395. 0 to 100, and that car is about 4.3, but usually Porsche keeps the number up so people won't be disappointed when they're hitting the same number. On the contrary, when they're doing less, they'll be like, oh, this car does less what Porsche announced. This car comes with the smaller engine, 3.0 twin turbo, horsepower 420. 0 to 100, 4.1, but everybody knows this car can do less than 4.1. You know, the nice thing about Porsche is they had a big risk taking the previous engine, the 3.8 naturally aspirated, making it smaller, adding turbos on it, although the engine was perfect in the previous version, but they went for a turbo version because of a lot of people wanted more torque at lower RPMs, which this car can deliver. But there's one downside about replacing the naturally aspirated six-cylinder with the twin turbo one. A lot of people have been complaining about the amount of noise that the new engine doesn't do. You know, nowadays everybody is excited about the sound coming out and accelerating, shifting down, and the gear popping, the exhaust popping in the back. So all you need to do is add the sound exhaust system that you can add from Porsche. Since the launch of the 911 in the 60s, Porsche did 3 major changes. And that changes happened in 1999 with the 996. The whole platform changed, and now with this platform as well being changed, the 991, where Porsche totally changed it from the previous one, the platform of the old one, the 996, and opted with this one. This one is a bit bigger than the previous generation, and of course the lines on top just went smoother and nicer towards the back. Performance wise, this car has improved from the previous generation. It matches the turbo version nearly of the older 996, 997, and this car has evolved. And when I say evolved, Porsche tend always to evolve the car instead of doing redesigns. That's why the car shape hasn't changed from the 60s. The way the lights in front look, it's all the same, except for the 996. Porsche gambled with the wide eyes front lights, and it didn't work out, so they went back to the normal bugged eyes, round shaped lights. So that was a risk from Porsche at that time with the 996, but the 996 was a different platform, like I said, since the previous one in the 60s, because it was the first version of Porsche to introduce the water-cooled engines instead of the previous air-cooled engines. Once you sit inside the cockpit of a 911 Carrera S, you're welcomed with a nice scenery of leather stitching, nice Alcantara roof, luxury, mixing it with a little bit of sporty touch, like the model I'm driving right now. It has optional leather dashboard, leather cover for the door panels, orange stitching matching the outside of the car, which is lava orange, which is also an option, and it looks great. It has a nice mix of the black leather, orange stitching. It has a nice contrast together. It looks sporty and elegant as well. And that's the good thing about Porsche. You can customize your Porsche to your own liking and make it unique to yourself. There's plenty of options you can do. You can add leather everywhere. You can have an interior without any leather covers at all as well. Even the mirrors, you can add leather to it. What more can you ask for? This car comes with a 7-speed PDK gearbox. Dual clutch, of course. PDK is basically 2 gearboxes into one. And if you're wondering what PDK means, it means Porsche double cup lung. Shifting is done swiftly. You've got nice paddles on each side of the steering wheel. Left side is minus, right side is upshift or positive, and the car shifts perfectly. And now we come to the exterior of the 911 Porsches, the 991 version 1 and the 991.2. If you look carefully, the two cars look identical except for minor changes in the car, like these LED lamps in the front. Porsche have modified it, changed it, improved it in the newer version. And also, if you come to the front grille, you can see the side indicators has been shrunken, LED lights. The previous one is bigger, bulkier, and goes to the side. And of course, the vents in front of the cars. This vent closes and opens depending on the amount of air needed in the engine. But overall, the looks outside are totally the same. You've got the same 20-inch rims on both cars. But if you're a true Porsche fan, you'll know the difference between the 0.2 and the older version. And now we're going to come to the side of the 991 version 2. We're going to see the difference between the old and the new one. The new one has a revised side indicator, which is LED, and of course you've got your typical 20-inch Carrera S rims, red calipers with Porsche on it, 6-piston to stop the car when you're speeding in the right moment, 6-piston to stop the car. And then going to the side of the car, you've got the revised door handles. The older models had the plastic all around. This one is just the door handles to keep the lines nice and smooth. And walking to the back of the car, you've got Porsche's new 3D lights that gives you the illusion of different layers of the lights instead of the old classic one, which was a single sheet of plastic covering the backside of the famous Porsche 911. And of course, coming to the back, you've got the new engine cover that reminisces the design of the old Porsches, especially the 356 Spider. And once you pop up the hood, you're welcomed with the oil cap, water cap, and the cooling system, and of course Carrera 3.0S, reminding you that this car is a twin turbo 3.0 liter 6 engine. And now we get into the interior of the 911 Carrera S 991.2. Well, you can see the car is pimped out. The accessories on it is great. You've got the leather dashboard with the orange stitching, the lava orange of course, matching the outside of the car. You've got the AC vents in orange as well. You've got your typical 911 gauge cluster, 5 with the tech, speed, oil temperature, screen for your GPS and information, and of course you've got your fuel reserve and your temperature. Steering wheel taking out of the Porsche 918, you've got it covered in leather. You've got the new Sport Chrono package instead of the older models where you had the Sport and Sport Plus down on the dashboard. It's on the steering wheel now. There is no need for you to be looking down for the option. All you need to do is turn the dial from normal to Sport, Sport Plus, and of course you've got your individual setting as well. And Porsche added the button, the magic button I call it, like I demonstrated earlier. If you press it, all the setting of the car is optimized to the max to give you the most power out of the engine, gearbox, suspension. For 20 seconds you just press it, everything goes crazy and you're ready to go. More details. You've got your gauge cluster, you've got your screen. Let's put the car on. You've got many options. You've got your chrono, you've got your G-force meter, of course, you've got your vehicle where it gives you the boost of the turbo, engine temperature, oil pressure, your radio, map, navigation, and trip. And the control for the screen is very simple. You've got 2 dials on the side, circular, you go up and down, and if you want to go into the option, all you need to do is press it and you get the whole information, and then back again. You've got your telephone buttons as well on the side, call, uncall, volume levels, and you've got your normal indicator, wipers, rainy weather today, cruise control down. And one feature that this car has is the option of blacking out the tachometer in the middle. Usually some Porsches come with gray. This one is blacked out. It's black, matching all the gauge cluster. Moving on to the side of the steering wheel, you can see the new interactive touchscreen, 7-inch of course, done perfectly like a tablet, and you can even hear the clicking. You've got your navigation, settings, pressing back, got traffic, route, favorite. You've got your media input, your radio input, your source, phone, car. Porsche did a great job with the whole setting and changing of the screen. It's more interactive now, it's more responsive, and it's even detects your finger just coming close to the car. So if you come closer, all the setting comes up. You leave it, goes back. It anticipates you touching it, so kudos to Porsche for that. The interior is typically like the older version, the 991.1, but there's some minor difference. Porsche changed the gear lever setting into a different position. In the older models, when you go to manual mode, upshift is up, downshift is down. In this model, it's the opposite. Upshift is down, downshift is up. And you've got your regular settings as well. You've got the control for the rear spoiler, the auto on and off, the suspension control and traction control. Plus you've got your settings for your sunroof, open, close. So Porsche didn't do a major update inside of the car. It did minor changes. It changed the screen, it changed the way you downshift, upshift from the previous model. This one is more comfortable. You upshift down, you downshift up. The other ones were the opposite. You go up and down. So if you had both models, you get confused a bit when you're driving the new one because everything has changed. Other than that, everything in the car is similar, the door handles. And like I said, each Porsche can be customized to your liking. Some people opt not to have the leather dashboard, it's up to them, but you can customize your Porsche to your liking. For me, this option is great. You've got the lava orange all over the place, AC vents, the stitching, the seats, even the mats on the floors. So what can I say? German technology in full blast. So here we had our review of the 991.2, but for me, I'm going to choose the naturally aspirated one. So until next time, take care. See you soon on Traction Control.